Today we are looking at the top 5 guitar songs for beginners, and we are focusing on songs that use open chords and chord changes. So these are a little bit of a step up from the one string wonders that I normally recommend for beginners to learn, but the important thing is that they're not too challenging, and most beginners should be able to play all 5 of these songs with a bit of practice. These songs you can learn with the basic open chords and the first 9 chords that I tell everyone to learn. So A, A minor, C, D, D minor, E, E minor, F and G. Most of them don't even use all of those chords, they only use 3 or 4 of them at a time. So these are perfect for getting those chords down and for practicing smooth chord changes, which is where the majority of beginners get stuck. Also, they sound good even if you haven't got them 100% perfect just yet. Some of them even feature little riffs and little melodic sequences that sound great and are really encouraging for beginners to get down at first. Some of these tunes, I have simplified them slightly in places, but most of the time they will be using the actual chords that are in the song, and it will actually sound like the song you're supposed to be playing. So I'm not just telling you just to learn the bass line or just one note on one string or something like that. These are songs that you can play with those chords and they should sound pretty good. So this list isn't in order of best to worst songs for beginners. This is actually in order of difficulty. So I'm going to start with probably the easiest one and the one that I would teach first to beginners, and then I'll go and progress to the last one that I would teach to beginners. Song number 1 is Zombie by the Cranberries. Now, I've mentioned this loads of times on my channel before. I've even got a YouTube short dedicated to telling you how to play it, but I'm going to break this down and I've got a little bit more time on a proper long form video, so let's get into it. The great thing about this tune is it can be played with just 2 finger chords for the most part, and that's how I'm going to show it to you. So even though most people will play the D chord with all 3 fingers, I'm just going to stick to 2 fingers for now to make it simple for beginners. So you can either use your first and your second finger, or you can use your second and your third. I'll go with my second and my third for that E minor chord. Being a proper guitar teacher, teaching you to play it with the correct fingers. So we've got E minor to begin with, C major 7. We're going to do like a modified G, so G6 like this. And then we're going to do this version of a D over F sharp, like that. So you could also play a D sus2, which is like a D chord but without your second finger on the high E string. So 2nd fret on G, 3rd fret on B with your index and your ring finger. So it's up to you. The strumming pattern is all downstrokes in an 8th note rhythm. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C major 7, G6, D over F sharp. You can also play the little lead part on the high E string like this, so it'd be 7 to 8, 5 to 7, 3 to 5, 2, 3, 2, 3 on the B, and then open B. Great little exercise for beginners. So those can progress to the full chords if you want to. So you can go for an E minor, a full C, a full G, and a D. You can even do that one with the F sharp in the bass like it is on the song as well. Song number 2 on the list is Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. So this one is great. We have a melodic kind of picking chord sequence. So this is really good for beginners early on because you're going to learn the down, up, alternate picking and you're going to get a good habit going there. The sequence also uses your pinky finger to get that strengthened early on, which is also great. So you can play the main parts of the song, which most people recognize all the way through. Or when it gets to the chorus, you can start adding in some open chords. So let's break down the first part. We've got fret 7 on the D, and we're going to use our pinky finger to play fret 9 on the G. We're going to keep that shape held down like this. So we're not going to do it alternate like this. We're going to keep that held down as like a chord, like a mini chord. And we have that going on. So the timing, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now we're going to move the first finger down to fret 6 on the D string. Same picking, same timing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to lift that first finger off, leave the pinky on the 9th fret. We've got an open D and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 first finger back on the 7th fret of the D. Do that picking sequence again. So I'm going to play the whole thing. So 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure you go back to the 7 here. If you're going to repeat, it repeats again. So stay there like that. So if that's too difficult to play, if you're struggling to use your pinky finger to do that, then modify it and you can change the strings that it's being played on without changing the pitch of the notes. So it can be played down here with your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G. That's your first note. And then you're going to pick the high E string like that as well. So again, some beginners do find that little pinky finger stretch a bit difficult. You need to get your thumb right behind like that. But again, if that's too hard, play it down here to begin with. The picking is slightly more difficult here because you have to do a string skipping thing. You're picking the G string and the open high E string like that. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up like this. Now you're going to move your 2nd finger, you're going to replace it with your 1st finger. So that's fret 1 on the G, same picking. Then we're going to go to an open D. Back to the 2nd fret on the G. So the chords in the chorus, we've got A, we've got E. So I'm using E here. In the song, it's an E over a G sharp. So don't worry about that chord just yet. Again, so I did mention this at the start. I am simplifying these in places. This chord is more useful for you to learn now if you're a beginner. If you get your chords down and you get more complicated shapes down, you get your bar chords down, you can always come back to this one and replace this one with the E over G sharp that's in the song. But just for now, this chord sounds fine. Then you're going to go to a D, and then back to your A. The strumming pattern is identical to the one in Zombie by Cranberries, so we've got all downs. So all we're going to do is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3. Change to E. 3 and 4 D. Back to A. So that's in the chorus part of the song. If you don't want to do the picking sequence, you could just play the chords all the way through like that. So it'd be A, E, D, and then back to A, repeat A, E, D, A, and it will sound fine. If you want to simplify that even more, you could use power chords to play the chord progression. So you could just use an A5 like this with 2 fingers, just picking the first 3 strings. So A, D, and G. Going to an E5, be careful to only get the first 3 strings in there. Then to a D5 like this. And then back to A5. You can hear that doesn't sound quite as good as using the full chords, but if you're struggling with those full chord changes at first, yeah, replace them with the power chords and then work your way up to the all 3 finger version. Up next, so song number 3, this is Yellow by Coldplay. So I really like this one because it's only 4 chords. It's very slow, so it's easy for beginners to keep up with. And it uses the most common chords on the guitar, which is G, E minor, C, and D. I like to replace the C with a C major 7. It sounds like the chord in the song, and also it's slightly easier so beginners can get this down quicker. With this tune, you will need to put a capo on the 4th fret. So I know the original is recorded in a different tuning. I don't recommend beginners do that at first. Just get your basic chords down. This can be played with a capo on the 4th fret with G, D, E minor, and C. You can always come back to this song and learn it in the tuning that the song is in later on. But just to get another song under your belt with chords you already know, this version is fine. It's still in the key that the song is in. So capo on the 4th fret. We're going to use a G chord. Then we've got a D. And then a C major 7. So this is a C chord. but without your first finger on the first fret. So it's got an open B in there. And then we're going to go back to a G. So the verse sequence, G chord, and again, same strumming pattern. So that all downstroke rhythm has been used for the first 3 songs. So yeah, really good opportunity to practice that one. With this strumming pattern, every other stroke, so on those offbeats, wants to be slightly less than a full stroke. It gives it that dynamic range. So I'll call the chords out now. So I'll go around again, I'll call the chords out this time. So we've got G, D, C major 7, G. One more time, D, C major 7, and then back to G. So let's have a look at the chorus now. So we've got C major 7 for a whole bar. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to change to E minor. So we're going to do that for 2 beats. So 1 and 2 and then D for another 2 beats. So 3 and 4 and. So this bit is a little bit trickier than the verse for beginners because you've got that quick chord change from E minor to D. But that is excellent for getting those 2 chords down at first because you've really got to practice that. Once you've practiced that and you've got it, you'll have got them nailed. So let's put that into context. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So C major 7, E minor, and 2 and D and 4 and C major 7, 3 and 4 and E minor, D, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Play that C major 7 chord once, let it ring out. There's a couple of other little strums in there, so. And then restart with the verse. Song number 4. So up next is Ed Sheeran with Perfect. So another one that is pretty slow. The chord changes are relatively easy at first and it just uses G, E minor, C and D. So really getting those common chords nailed. This is normally the song where I tell my beginners to start using the full chords if they've been using the cut down versions before. So if you've been using 2-finger chords in Zombie, you can also do them in Yellow, by the way. You can use that half of a G, D sus2, C major 7. E minor is only 2 fingers anyway. But this is the one I normally bring in the full chords for it. So Ed Sheeran plays this in a variety of different ways. Sometimes he uses a C add 9 instead of the C. He also, on the original, uses a capo on the first fret, but I'm going to do the acoustic version. So if you go on YouTube and search for Perfect Acoustic, it's actually in the... It's actually played in this open position, no capo, so you can just play along and it's fine. So the chords we've got for the verse, we've got G, E minor, C, and D. You can either do a triplet rhythm like this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. So 1 long downstroke, 2 short ones, and then D. Or you can do even less than that, leaving out the middle one. E minor, C, then D. There's a little bit in the pre-chorus where it goes G, E minor, C, 1 bar of G, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then normal, E minor, C, D. So I really like this song for the chorus as well because you only get 1 bar per chord if you're thinking this is in 6/8 time. So the chords in the chorus, we have the same ones as we've used in the verse so far, but they're in a different order. So we have E minor, C, C, G, and D. You only get 1 bar per chord, so the changes are quicker, so you're really having to nail those common chords early on in your playing. So we've got E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4. Repeat 4 times. D, E minor. Last time. The last song on my list is Hey Ya by Outkast, another great song for beginners. Again, another one that just uses G, C, D and E minor. So same 4 chords that we've been looking at pretty much throughout this video, but in a slightly different order. Now the reason I saved this one for last is because it's more up-tempo than the others. So it's got a little bit of pace to it. That can be quite difficult for beginners early on, just because not only a chord change is hard on guitar, but changing chords at speed is even more difficult. This one as well, we have a slightly different strumming pattern, so we're going to use the down, down, up, down, up pattern, which if I just do that on a G chord sounds like this. Like that. So, chords in this one, G, C for 2 bars, D, 2 beats, E minor. 2 bars on that one. So if I put that together, I'm going to slow it down a little bit at first, just so you can kind of keep up with it, and then I'll play up to full speed. So we've got G, C, 2 bars, D, 2 beats, 1, 2, E minor, 2 bars, G, C, 2 beats, D, E minor. Now let's do it up to full speed. By the way, no capo on this one, so playing in this open position, absolutely fine. You'll be in time and you'll be in key with the song. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so C, 2 bars, 2 beats D, E minor, 2 bars. And again. So the great thing about that song is, unlike some of the others which have got a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, that kind of thing, that is the same 4 chords all the way through, repeats all the way through like that. It's just the tempo you've got to deal with. So once you've got that down, those open chords should be no problem at all, and you'll be over that first hurdle on guitar and you'll be well on your way to becoming more of an intermediate player. So I didn't go into great depth on all those tunes. I might do a separate video on all of them, on all 5, maybe do 1 video per tune. It was just a kind of an overview. So feel free to play along with them, but do pull up the original recording, use what I've taught, go on other websites to get the chords and see if you can play along and see if you can keep up with them. It will be great if you're playing at this early stage. I may even do a sequel to this video because I could do 5 more. I could do another 5 after that of great guitar songs for beginners that use some of the other open chords like A minor and F and that kind of thing. So if you do want to see a sequel, give this one a like and tell me in the comments and I'll do a follow-up to this top 5 guitar songs for beginners video. And that just about wraps this one up. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this useful and I hope you find these tunes fun to play along with and good for your playing. So remember to keep practicing, don't quit. If you want to check out any of my other videos for advice on changing chords, on how to fret chords, on how to fret bar chords, where to place your thumb, it's all on there. Go and check it out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my website, culturetoguitarteacher.com. And until next time, my friends, take care and enjoy guitar playing. Thank you very much.